So we got a bit of problem with the chainsaw. It's making a funny noise in here, and we did have some burning out, and we think the bearing's gone in this, so it should be pretty easy to fix. And I think half the problem is it hasn't been oiling properly, so I'll put a new oil pump in this at the same time. They're relatively cheap, and I've got those parts, so. Just need to pop the clip off here. Pulled this off, and there is actually a bearing that goes between this and the internals of that, and you probably see that's a needle bearing, and all the needles are sitting here, so that it completely exploded. So I'm not really sure why that happened. As you can see, it's got quite hot around here. Don't think there's really any damage there though, but I believe that I don't think it's been oiling properly, to be honest, and so I along with a new bearing, I've got a new parts for an oil pump as well. So there's a couple of parts for the oil pump. So and the oil pump sits behind here, so I think we'll just pull that off. So this actually, it's not hard to come off. That just sits on there, and there's a washer and then a spring clip. So I mean, that's very simple to get off actually. What we're going to do now is get this off. So what you have to do to get that off is it's actually reverse thread, so spin it to the right to get on, but to be able to hold this, we need to stick something down the spark plug to stop the piston moving in. So I've also bought this tool here, which is you pop that in the spark plug and it stops the piston from moving up, so it's sort of like a piston holder. Just slip it in there. So that's the first thing we'll do. We'll take the cover off, take the spark plug out, put that tool into the spark plug, turn it over, get this up to top, and reverse thread. Got to remember that's his reverse thread, so that'll be the biggest thing. So let's do that. Looks like it's burning nice and clean there. It's a good. I think I might check that gap. It looks a little bit small, but it's been going really well. So we just pop the tool into the spark plug hole, and we just turn around. There we go. It's popped out there. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of oil and grime in here. It certainly looks like that pump hasn't been working like it should. And this looks in okay condition. So there's a couple of torque screws in here. So the oil pump's got two connectors here. One that goes to the oil tank, so the rubber seal, and this one here, which is the output, and the output goes and comes out here. So when your chain is going, and so we need to reuse that top piece, which actually, did they give us a seal? No, which is just a rubber hose. Like that, so put the rubber hose off, and then this piece comes up, yeah, and it just pops out like that. It's got a, this piece has got a rubber seal on it that pops in. So here's the pump, and so as this spins round, it drives this, which obviously this is the pump in here. Now this doesn't, it's not very smooth at all. It's quite stiff, and even though that shouldn't, it's like a worm gear driving it. It should be freer than that. Next thing is really to clean this area up. This piece has got pretty hot. It's but it is clear. But I might buy a new one of those. So now to get the bottom oil supply on. Here we go, new oil pumps in, connected bottom and top. The bottom comes in the oil tank, and top comes out of there. We'll check that, make sure it's going to work. Now, new oil drive. So it's the oil pump, and this is a drive, so it clicks on there, and as that goes around, it drives the bottom part. So it drives that piece there. So as this goes around, that's got a groove in it, it drives that round. Most important thing here is that this, which goes on later, actually needs to connect into that to make that spin. Yeah, this has got words on it. It says top on that side. So this is the top. It goes in there. And we put the clutch assembly back in. Out. Again, reverse thread. So lefty tighty in this particular case. You don't need to put too much effort on because it actually self tightens because of the way the engine's going. And that's the end of that. Put a spark plug back in. Don't get anything down there. Put the sprocket back on, but also our bearing. So this one actually has got a copper encasement, or certainly not plastic, which I believe the old one was. So reinstalling this, we're going to put some lithium grease. So this is high temperature grease. So just a little bit on the bearing and on the shaft. And that should just protect the bearing. Just needs a little bit of something. There we go. We'll put some oil back in it and we'll see if it goes. See if the oil pump works. So this is the Stihl product. I find this is actually one of the cheaper lube bar oils you can buy for 5 litres. Most of the others are 4 litres and they're about the same price or a little bit more. So I just buy the Stihl stuff. Yeah, it was working fine. Right, here we are again. So it all seemed to work, but we've definitely got a bit of an oil leak. I started using it and it started smoking quite badly, and as you can see down here there's a puddle of oil. I've already pulled this apart. This is the hose that comes out of the oil tank, and I think it was pretty much leaking where the connection from this goes on to that. And this clicks into the oil tank there and seals around it. I think the leak is there because there's a puddle of oil at the bottom of this when it was just sitting, and so I think it's coming from there, not the outlet side, even though the outlet side up there it is quite burnt. That piece of plastic hose is quite burnt. I don't think that's leaking. I think it was down the bottom there. So anyway, so only got some more parts. Relatively simple. Got the little piece of plastic that was $5. Got a new oil hose, a bit more flexible, should work fine. Got a new clutch because the old clutch was pretty burnt up. I'm not sure. I think this was still working fine, but anyway, we've got a new clutch, and as well as all that, I've got a new outer sprocket piece as well, because that one looks, not sure it's actually warped, but it's been heated quite well, so I'm concerned that that's a little bit warped. And so yeah, so I got all the parts. Well, let's just put this thing back together and hopefully that should work quite well for us then. First thing we'll do here is T25 torques and pull the oil pump out again. Now this definitely has been working quite well. Lots of oil coming out. You see the difference in size. Holy, this is quite worn. So I've got a new oil screen as well. You might be thinking why this is such a flexible hose. Well, the point is that as it goes in, it sits at the bottom of the oil tank. So depending if you flip the chainsaw upside down or back to front, it's always sitting at the bottom, so it always can suck oil up. Focusing, there's the hole for the oil to the oil tanks behind there, and then we've got to pop that in there. So it looks like by pushing that over the end and pulling, I have actually got the end of the thing here. So I'll let now go. I've been able to push that into place. A bit of oil pump back. As you can see, the old one here was seriously burnt. I think actually what you meant to do. Hold on, this when you do this. Sorry, since you can't see. Right, it's got some top on it, so that one goes that way. Yeah, see, this is how I normally check against a piece of wood or against the tree before I start cutting it. You can see that the oil line of the chain has actually made a nice line, 3 lines there, which to me means it's oiling well. So that's what I generally check before I cut a tree. So that all seems to be working well. So we'll try it tomorrow and see how it goes.